talk. Um, I thought I'd bring this back up again about the shipping policy change. They said it went in a couple of months ago, but all I know is that we couldn't ship anything through the United States Postal Service flat rate packages, anything containing anything liquid. So it's basically anything liquid. Installment details. What's that? No idea what that is. Anyway, anything liquid, they're just not allowing it to go through. I have a good friend, a couple good friends, over at the post office, and their a guy came up and explained the whole thing to me, and I was like, "Oh shoot! Oh, okay, that's what that's for. We're good. We don't need that. We're not going to be using this much longer anyway." Let me see. I have to go over to send this tracking number out. Just the email for this one, and I need is the code. So we have the right one. Oh, I need oh. Tracking. All right, that's tracking. Okie doke. Where is it? I usually lose this thing. Oh, okay, here we go. We got it this time. I'm gonna lose it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is the correct one going to where it needs to go to. Let me see. Okay. Make sure that's the one going where it's supposed to go to. Yeah. Okay, that's the correct one right there. All right, cool. I'm gonna send this one to get over here. Get that tracking information. Nope, wrong one. That one. You gotta bring it up. All right, let me see. Yeah, I only need your 5 cents. Keep it to yourself. I don't know what you're being upset for. That's Taco being a jerk. And I'm doing something and he can't be a part of it. He gets bothered. I don't know why. Where you at? I'll tell you about in a few minutes. I'm just going to get this, concentrate on this right here. I have to make sure my tracking numbers are correct. All right, let me see what we got going on here. All right, perfect. All right, let me get this tracking number and everything ready to go. Is it even? It's not. I want the whole status. So I guess we gotta start it from here. Ah! Really? With the mouse? Jeez, my mouse is doing too much. Where are we at on this? All right, I need this. All this. Jeez. Probably a little too much. This right here. This here. Put that there. There we go. One. I already did the other rest. They did the rest of them. I'm getting the last ones done here. But yeah, So you can't ship anything. You can't ship any kind of liquids at all. Any type of liquids. Um, doesn't make a difference if it's screen paint. It doesn't make a difference if it has safety material data sheets on it. That makes no difference whatsoever. They're just not accepting it. Shipping info. Right. They're just not accepting it. So I'm happy that we won't be doing this much longer, due to the fact that we are basically going to be soon using the physical screen, and we won't have that problem. But you can ship it. You can still ship it. You have to ship it. It's not going to be going through flat rate. You can't use the flat rate envelopes. It'll travel through ground. You'll be using the brown boxes and brown envelopes, which you have to pay for those. You won't be getting those free. Let me go get this one. Let me see. This is this one? Yeah, this was this one. Okay. Oh, no, you're doing it on the side. Let's be here. Let's be here. All right. On tracking numbers are different too. Each of the packages are definitely different. That's interesting. By like one digit. So I don't know how overseas is going to fly for some people at the end of the day if you sell any liquids or anything. Because flat rate means that you can ship overseas. It's one flat rate cost. Those brown boxes, I think that's zone, that's territorial. Like, I don't know how expensive that's going to be. I'm not really thinking about that anyway because, like I said, on our end, we're going to be out of this pretty soon. So we don't ship overseas anyway. Can't. Not for the 117 for what we charge for the product. It's impossible. Overseas shipping, even if it's coming out of flat rate, it's like $40 to ship that over there. So it'd be too expensive for us. But as for the new screens, no, we don't deal with shipping to customers. We ship our stuff, our screens over to the distributorship. The distributorship takes her from there to the dealership. The dealerships get from the distributorship. We're manufacturing. We just ship it to one place. That's it. And everything we ship it to is within the United States. They want to go outside the United States, it's up to them. But our distributor is actually in America. So, we just ship it, bam, bam, they ship it from there. So we don't have to worry about that. And it doesn't affect us anyway, in screens anyway. Which is interesting, the fact that we're getting out of the screen paint business and then this pops up. Oh, man, I'm telling you. All right, God, He looking out for us. Definitely looking out for us. So that means all those people who sell screen paint right now, yeah, they're going to have to do it a different way. Man, that had to be a lot of explosion because you got containers that explode all the time and shipping. It happens all the time. What happened that triggered that off? It must have been something catastrophic that must have happened. It had to be. Had to be something really big that caused a ton of damage in order for them to put that type of protocol in place. Because like I said, people have been shipping for forever. You ship everything, all different kinds of liquids and stuff get shipped over. So what the freak, I gotta talk to my buddy at the end of the day. What happened that triggered that decision? Because it had to be something big. To trigger that decision that they're just not going to ship any more paint or anything liquid. They say anything liquid of any kind, all liquids, no more. Can't go by air. Has to go by ground. I'm just glad I ain't got to deal with that anymore. Sooner or later. Well, I had the website will be down soon. We'll be working on the GoDaddy site's being worked on. But we don't give out that information. We don't give any information at all. We can't give it. Our company's going to be offline. So we can't give you that information. We can't even tell you the trademark, nothing. Can't tell you anything. You wouldn't even know it was us if someone was advertising because I'm not going to be in any of these demonstrations. No, not going to be any of them. I'm going to be elsewhere. Someone else is going to be my face and my voice. It won't be me. I just find it interesting that, man, if we didn't change over, if all this didn't happen, we'd have got hit with that thing. With that crazy cat at? We definitely would have got hit with that. Man, that has definitely wreaked some havoc. Definitely would have been a problem. Physical screens are probably sitting back like, hey, we don't worry about that. We're good. We're physical. Yeah, that's why we're physical. You don't have to worry about that. Because that's a nightmare. Try pushing it through customs. It's even worse. Because now if the post office put these in place, these rules in place, getting something across customs is going to be a freaking nightmare. It is hard to get stuff across customs. Everything's going to go up. And I hate to say it, I said it in the day. If you're caught, because they got this new policy now, it's in place. The policy's in place. You can't ship any liquids, any kind. Wait, that means water too. They banned everything. So I don't know what the freak went on, but they didn't sit there and say, well, there's a certain thing you can't ship. They said no liquids, period. I don't know what happened. I'll phone to find out tomorrow. I'll talk to my friends what happened. And maybe they got to explain what went on. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be expensive. Let me see that for a minute. Because I know I paid for those boxes. I paid for those. So that wasn't flat rate. Let me see. We got microphones here. Speak. Let's see. Nah, we're not doing that yet. The brown paper mailers and boxes from the post office, what do they cost? You butchered that. I didn't butcher it. It butchered it. Oh, here it is. I got it. AI overview caught it. Let me see. It must be paid up front. So you can't even take these things with you. You literally have to. It's going to be a headache because that means you got to bring your items in and package it there and ship it off. So the brown paper, they're Boeing mailers. Yep. Must be paid up front. All right, then we just pay from our front and take them back to the shop. Because it's only for the paint. That's all it's for. Because we don't, the other stuff that we have, we don't even need those the stuff from the post office. We're not using the post office. As a matter of fact, we're going to be getting a corporate shipping account through UPS. That's what we're going to be going through. And like I said, this is not going to customers. We don't sell to customers. Once 2027 clicks over, we're in the process of transferring over. We don't sell to customers anymore. The dealerships do, dealerships sell. We don't sell anymore. We become manufacturing, research, and development. That's what we become. We don't deal with that anymore. We're business to business after that. That's why I said the paint that's on the site right now, this is the last time you'll be to deal with us. That'll just be coming from them. And it won't be none of them. Well, we're going to break, there'll be no deals. It's going to be what the price is what the price is going to be. These screens are going to be $1,400. I think the cheapest one we have between the physical screens is $1,400, $1,800. That's the ones we're showing off. The invisibles are $5,000 to $6,000. And that black version of it, I think they're roughly, I think they're $5,000 to, I think they're $6,000 to $7,000 screens. Yeah, all that changes because we go full physical. We had the blackout cloths coming off. They're going to be the most affordable things because they come in at roughly, because they don't require the shipping costs, going to be expensive on those things. So everything costs more because we're going through a dealership, we're going through manufacturing. That's where everything goes up. Or we had on the website, it'd be easier because everything will be cheaper. We'll be responsible for all shipping and everything, but it's not going to happen that way. We're doing it differently. I'm definitely signing that contract in a hot second. Yeah, I'm not passing up that opportunity. So, with that being said, it has to be done that way. Then later on, we'll have the blackout cloth material, which will be roughly 300, probably roughly 300 to, it's going to be under $700. So we keep anything from 100-inch, 120-inch, to 150-inch. We do want to change the numbers because our blackout cloth is customization. We have somebody coming in to sew, cut, design how we're going to have it. They have to be patent because they're designed a different way. So all our blackout cloth is acoustic. So with that being said, we're going to do customization sizes like that later on. Maybe have a 235.1 come out, something like that for outside or customization. Somebody wants something real big boy package, whatever. But anyway, other than that, the screens there, the cheapest one I have is like $1,400. So we're not even going through the United States Postal Service. We're going through either FedEx. I was looking at FedEx or UPS. Go through FedEx or UPS, excuse me. FedEx or UPS and get my ship my screens from there, and they go straight to the manufacturer. We got our own casings designed for them, everything. So we really don't need all that. We don't need any packaging from them. We got our own logos and everything on it. We don't have the trademark and all that stuff. So we don't need all that. So yeah, if you want to do the small bubble pack of 24, like I said, you're not getting them free anymore. Because if you're doing anything that's not liquid, you're good. You can basically ship whatever you want through flat rate. You're good. You'll get them for free. But if you are shipping a liquid, any type of liquid, it could be nail polish, anything, if you're going to do small mailers, a 24 pack of that's going to cost you $35. Before you could get it for free, now it's going to cost you $35. Because the policy, they're not shipping any type of liquid. It has to go by ground. And apparently flat rates don't do ground. They do ground, but they also do air too also. That's how they can do that 2 to 3 shipping policy. Let's see. Ready post. Is it ready post? United States Postal Service Ready Post boxes and envelopes. Yeah, these things are pricey. A pack, certain packs and certain sizes, they're like $58, $60, all that stuff like that. I'm not paying for boxes. I'm just paying as we go for what we need. That's all we're going to do. And you're paying for postage too. So let's see, you're ready to post and packaging right number. Unlike the free branded priority mail boxes, Ready Post teams must be purchased upfront and do not include postage. So that means they want you to pay for, you got to pay for the package, and it doesn't consider the fact you got to pay for the mailer and you got to pay for the postage fee to ship it from A to B. Containers are priced by standard weight and zone. Whoa! Wait a minute. Wait. Zone? Wait. Oh no, we might have to pull. We can't do this. I'm not paying this type of money out. This is crazy. Hold on for a minute. Let me see. Ready Post from United States Postal Service doesn't charge for flat rate. It charges for zone. You are completely correct. Oh yeah, we're going to be cutting some states. This is crazy. So bottom line is this is going to be really, really expensive. If you basically ship any type of liquid paints, screen paints, anything, you are super screwed. This is worse than I thought. So basically, whoo, man, your price is going to shoot. Price is going to shoot up quick, or just about everything on this one, because unlike flat rate, you don't pay for zone. It ships anywhere in the United States, one flat fee. And the mailers and all that stuff, the boxes and stuff, what a box costs. The mailers and all that stuff pretty much are going to be roughly man, the boxes and everything pretty much are just flat rate. You're just getting the box for free. That's pretty much it. And all you have to do is just pay for the shipping cost. That's it, which is one flat rate. So it could be like $14 for all 50 states. This is different. I'm correct on this one too. The Ready Post packages does not qualify for flat rate shipping. Instead, you must pay for regular postage based on package weight, dimensions, and destination of zone. That's going to get costly. That's going to be expensive. We shipped to Florida and we shipped to North Carolina, and my bill came to $43. And I only shipped out, see, one of them had roughly 324s in them, which shouldn't have cost me much money. And the other one was only 124 ounce. And yeah, that's going to be pricey. They're going to charge you by zone. That's going to get costly. So you can pay here, you can pay roughly for something you ship out. It could be $13 here, but the longest destination being California, that could cost you roughly maybe, I should pay 13, maybe about $30. That's going to be expensive. So it doesn't, anyone who's selling toys, sneakers, your stuff is not liquid, you're good. You can ship by flat rate shipping, United States Postal Service, you're good. But if you're selling any type of liquid, no, they won't allow it anymore. So that means that's going to get expensive. So all those people you see on eBay selling screen paints, all that stuff is about to shoot up to the roof because, again, it's going to be expensive. Now you got to pretty much guess how much it's going to cost. What we do at the end of the day, how we figure it out, we ship to the longest destination. Longest destination is California. From here to where it's California. So we ship it from California. If that's the price it's going to be, everything else between that, it's not going to be that bad. Good, that's going to be expensive. That's going to be really expensive. Well, someone jacked it up for everybody. It had to be something big, or it had to be happening a lot for them to go, okay, we're not doing this anymore. Wherever that policy came through. Policy for United States Postal Service no longer shipping liquids through flat rate shipping. AI says something else. That means that policy hasn't gone into effect yet. Oh, here it is right here. Statement from them on the other end. It's funny how AI says one thing over here, but here on this side, it has a shipping restriction on what you can send on this side from the post office. Yeah, and it says no liquids on this side. I mean, that hasn't even updated on this side yet. New rules. Let's see. If your product is liquid and water-based, can you ship it through flat rate shipping to the United States Postal Service? We gotta have a talk tomorrow. We gotta go up and have a little conversation with him tomorrow. I'm gonna call. I got a friend of mine who works on a higher rank in the post office. I'm gonna reach out to him. But my friend who told me that he never lies, but I never have any problems with him. But I think they got that information incorrect. Because it's saying water-based, but it says flammable. But they said that and they said it went in 3 months ago. So if it went in 3 months ago, that means that that policy should have still stood when we went in and dropped off the other packages. Did the United States Postal Service Office ban all liquid products from going flat rate shipping? We have to have a talk. We'll be going up tomorrow morning to meet with them. They owe me some money. Because they're saying right there it's saying no. So where's your policy saying? I got to see your policy. I'm going to have to request their policy to see where it says it. I'm going to call the one at 1000 Boulevard. That's the main branch, and have a talk with them first to see what's going on. At that, they owe me some money. I had to return it back to my card. Because right here it's saying something else. It's saying no right here. So if that policy was out for 2 months, it means it should have been updated on this side with no problem. Let me see. Let me see. F for 2026. United States Postal Service restriction policy for 2027 involving liquid products going flat rate. I read it wrong, incorrectly. Let me see. Does water-based products, as in water-based paint, is considered to be a hazard material when shipping to the United States Postal Service flat rate? It said so much. That one can't compress it. I just said that way much. Still thinking. Let me go over to the other side and talk. Hello, Gemini. How are we doing today?
I am doing well today, thanks. I can help with writing, brainstorming, coding, or exploring ideas. You can access my features on Google Gemini or through mobile devices with Google Mobile Support.
And I've done it already. Can you ship non-hazardous products as water paint products through the United States Postal Service?
Yes, you can ship water-based paints, such as acrylic, latex, or watercolor, as they are non-hazardous. Because they are not flammable or chemically dangerous, they don't need strict documentation, but ensure they are packaged securely to prevent any leaks during shipping.
We're going to have a nice little talk tomorrow. because I literally talked to a supervisor and he told me something, so I had to go reach out to them again. I want a policy form from them actually stating, saying that. Because I hope we're not doing anything stupid at the end of the day, as in charging people extra money. Let me see. Um, are there any policies by the United States Postal Service about shipping non-liquids through flat rate shipping?
Yes, you can ship non-liquid items using USPS Priority Mail flat rate services as long as they follow the general rules. Items must weigh less than 70 pounds, fit completely in the official box or envelope, and avoid any dangerous or prohibited materials.
Question I'm asking is, can you ship liquids, non-hazardous liquids through flat rate shipping through United States Postal Service?
Yes, you can ship non-hazardous liquids using Priority Mail flat rate with the USPS, but make sure the containers are leak-proof and sealed. Also, follow the packaging rules for volume and cushioning to prevent leaks and damage to other mail.
We're going to have to request that policy from them. So tomorrow we'll be going into the post office. I think Buffy open at 9 o'clock, and we'll be requesting that policy. If they don't have the policy, they'll have to return the money back to my account. What would be extra what we paid at the end of the day? Because I don't know if it doesn't caught up here. They said if it went through 2 months ago, we should definitely have it here. We should definitely be here. And it's not saying it, it's saying hazardous materials. We don't have any hazardous materials when we ship through. Are there any new policies by the United States Postal Service saying you cannot ship any kind of liquids through air?
No, there are no new Postal Service rules banning all liquids from air travel. Non-hazardous liquids that are packaged correctly can still be shipped by air. However, flammable or hazardous liquids are restricted or even prohibited.
Yep, I get my receipt. I got a receipt, yep. Pop over there today and pop over tomorrow. Boy, I hate it when people just don't do things right correctly. If you're going to do your job, do it correctly. Read the memo. Don't skim through these things. I want to see this policy, because right now it's telling me that this is not true. We just paid a lot of money to have these packages shipped out. The packages are still going to go through. They're going to have to refund some of the money that I put out and charge me the regular price of what would have cost me if we shipped it through flat rate. Because right now, they're telling me right here, AI's telling me, over here is telling me, and I went up on their site, and their site's not saying anything about this new policy. Boy, I'm telling this is my freaking nerves, I swear. Always something new here. Always. I want this policy and I want to print it out. If not, they'd have that money back on my account. We'll do a charge back on them. That's crazy. There's nothing here saying that. We have safety material data sheets on all our boxes at the end of the day that tell what's being shipped from A to B. All right, no problem. We'll take over tomorrow, as always. Ugh. It's not really a big deal at the end of the day because we're not going to be shipping this anymore. But still, at the end of the day, I still don't like to be lied to. So they're going in tomorrow and talk to somebody, and I want the policy. Now they got to refund some of that money back to my account. I just thought about that. I could just $14. That's 14. That's right, it was 28. They charge you for the boxes. So it came to $38. And I actually bought the tape. But altogether it came to $38. Which I really don't care about that at the end of the day. I want to see that policy. It's not the money at the end of the day. I don't care about that. I don't like to be lied to in business. I really don't like to be lied to in business. Some people just go, oh, it's basically, but no, I'm not that type of person. I'll come in there and find out what the freak you were doing and figure out what happened. I want that policy. I want to see, they have to show me that policy or email it to my account where it says that. If not, we got problems. Oh, shoot, what the heck is this going on here? I know a postmaster at the end of the day. Yeah, because you don't do that at the end of the day. Don't be making stuff as you go along. Because people come there and do that, and they ship all kinds of stuff through. You're making a little extra money on the side. That's not cool. Oh, corporations, man, I tell you. Good gracious! I'm hoping this is. If it's not, if it said 2 months, it should have been here already. That place should have been here 2 months. I went to find what's going on. And it's not the money; it's only we lied to in business. We're not using the United States Postal Service anyway. I've had way too many problems with the United States Postal. That's what I said. This time around, we're doing everything different. Everything different. If I had a problem with your business when I was doing business, I am not touching you with a 10-foot pole with this new stuff. I won't come near you. PayPal, I like PayPal, I really do. But there's no way in the world I'm doing this through PayPal. There's no freaking way in the world. Besides, PayPal is going to be to cover half the stuff that's coming through anyway. I've been on PayPal for years. They'll put money on hold and all kinds of stuff that they do. We're not doing that with PayPal. We're doing it through bank transactions only. And besides, again, we're not dealing with customers. We're dealing with companies, and companies aren't going to be dealing with bank transfers anyway. PayPal's for smaller stuff, but not for what we got to do. They would literally put stuff on hold. Okay. How do we get that? All right, whatever. We're not going to need that because we don't care. Oh, all right, that's basically about it. That's all I need to know. All right, I'm going there and find out tomorrow. Rather than, like I said, at the end of the day, I just need to know at the end of the day because it doesn't affect my company really because we're going to be out of the business on Screen Paint pretty soon. We're going to be doing the other screen. Oh, I can't wait. We got that new formula. We just coded it today. We got a chance. We got a couple of test samples from the fellow who does those AI kind of, I can't even explain what it is, what we saw. But man, it looks incredible. So once we get done, we shoot the video, we send it up to him so he can check it out and see what it is. We'll see what we got. Because man, I cannot wait. He's interested. He's very interested in it. Especially the invisible technology and what he wants to do with it. Oh man, the new coding is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, I tell you. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It came out exactly where I want it to come out. I got to put an order through for something. I need another projector. I'm going to get me a cheap one, a really cheap one, because we have to spend the money. It's not necessary to spend all that money for it, because it's not necessary, because we don't need to, because our technology doesn't require it. I think naysayers get cooked every time I talk about that, but our technology doesn't require high-end projectors. And they're on their page doing dumb stuff. Wasting time. No one's going to believe your nonsense to begin with. And with that being said, you'll never get a contract ever. How does it feel to put all that time and effort into something you will never receive a contract for? Or never get the acknowledgement and recognition from big companies? That's gotta suck. Yeah, because no companies recognize your stuff. They watch your channels and stuff. They look at the shenanigans that you guys do on a daily basis. We just expose you for the dumb stuff you do, which every company does anyway. If you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, they're going to expose you and just throw you out there for everybody to see what you are. But the dumb stuff that you do, the crimes you commit at the end of the day, there's no company will touch you. You blackballed your own self. I would never bring you on board. You might get us sued. There's no way in the world we would touch you. The stuff you guys do, stealing images and touching people's copyrights and stuff and all that mess, we wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Bad news. Other than that, well, that's it. Let me see what I got to do from here. That's the other one. We got to get that out of here. So that'll be going up tomorrow. This one's already sold. It's already done. This one's already finished. When they got this one already, we had a legendary. Someone picked one of these up today. So that's already done. Yep. We're going to be out of the whatchamacallit pretty soon. It's going to be coming off the website, the Gamer, because we're almost out of that. We're not making any more. What's left over, it's what's left over. Once they're out, we're out. So the Gamer's going to be going pretty soon. And the next year, it'll be the Black Widow, which is the next one. It's a gunmetal, and then the other one. It's either the time of the website, we're going to remove it, kicks in, or we just run out of stuff. We're just making no more new stuff. And now I'm gonna get ready to go down and check out the giant screen. We had a couple of large sheets of plexiglass. We have 3 out there, not 48 by 96 surfaces coated with that technology. It looks like a portal. It looks just like a portal. What that guy, whatever the AI he works with, and he put it there, oh, it's like a portal. It looks sick. Oh, freaking believable. I love my job at the end of the day. I do. I get to work with some of the coolest stuff ever, man. Some of the coolest people on the face of the planet I get to work with. Man, I love my tech. Well, God's tech at the end of the day, because He's the one who actually developed it. But man, it's beautiful. I can't wait. I don't know what we're going to use it for, but I'm telling you, it's beautiful. So I know what. I know one thing. I'm getting in my new house. I'm getting it done through all my windows and stuff. Are going to be coated with that technology. Oh, my goodness. And with its AI programs, it's going to look absolutely incredible. Incredible. Cannot wait. Let me see. In the office here, I'm going to be doing me a 150-inch transparent screen for myself. It's going to be sick. Oh, I can't tell you one of the properties it has to it. But anyway, it requires 2 projectors. It's sick. Look at the wheels start turning in their brain, your little brain, crackety. Like 2 projectors? What do you mean with that? That can be super expensive. It's not super expensive. We don't pay any money for our projectors, literally. That projector costs $14, $40. I don't know what I paid, $10 when I over there. It doesn't cost a lot of money. So you can run multiple projectors. Our projectors are so affordable to run on our tech at the end of the day that you can literally put a projection screen in every section of your house easily, and it would never have an issue. This new stuff, yeah, cakewalk. You can run these portables easy with no problem. And there's transparent see-through. It's that futuristic look to it. We don't have a price for this thing anyway. These are curved anyway. Do 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 do. See, I remember one time hearing the other one talk about building a gaming simulator. You don't know the first thing about building a game. I've never seen him have a built PC ever. Does he know how to build a PC? Because I've never seen him actually build an actual PC, ever. Not ever. I don't think he can build a PC. But anyway, because he gets console systems all the time. I've never seen him actually build an actual PC. Never. So that tells you right there he doesn't know how to build a PC. Anyway, what's the other thing to it? Gaming simulators. I know you guys copy what we say all the time. I say we're going to build a game. You don't know the first thing how to build one of these things. How would you put it together if it's projection? What type of screen is required for projection setup for gaming simulators? And I'll probably sit there and go, front projection? How would you use a front projection? I mean, the projector would have to be behind you, but you would be in the way of it because your chair would be there that basically controls the cockpit for whatever the heck you're controlling on the screen. So a projector can't be there. Maybe we can go with ultra short throws. Ultra short throws is a good idea, but ultra short throws are expensive too. So how are you going to build this thing? On top of that, no one wants in a simulator, no one wants to see these big bulky freaking furniture projectors in front of them. That's another thing too. Looking at the Epson LS800, that thing's a piece of furniture. It's an ottoman. It's literally an ottoman. So no one wants to see that in the front. The whole purpose of when you have a gaming simulator is that you don't see anything at the bottom. You see nothing but screen around you. There's no components, no computers, nothing. All that's built behind you and your chair. That's behind you or in front of your dash. But mostly it's all you and the screen. That's what makes it look more realistic. So you can't have bulky projectors on the floor. How do you do it? Transparent technology does it. But you have to have a special type of transparent technology. It has to be that you can't see objects on the other side, which means it has to be ultra black to do it. And you don't understand the first thing about black technology, front projection. So how would you understand rear projection, which is quite complicated? It's even more complicated because you have 10 times more light transferring through the screen. It's all types of complications that can push off, especially one of the most dangerous ones is a viewing comb effect that could trigger off. Even if the screen's curved, it could wreak havoc on it. I've done curved black screens before. You haven't done that yet, have you? I have. I know how they work. So once you master rear projection, which we have because we can do it outside, then you'll be able to do that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. That's my crazy laugh at the end. They don't know jack at the end of the day. They're scratching the ring. I'll bet you right now, they're sitting there in their living room with their foot all the way up, scratching their head like some kind of freaking orangutan. Like, how? What did he just say? Did he just say that you can't have bulky projectors on the floor? Because nobody wants to see that crap. No one wants to see these big old bulky projectors. You want to see all screen. And the way our system is set up, the chair is literally built into the screen. So when you look down, you're actually under the screen. That's how these things are built now, the ones we're designing. So you're wrapped around this thing. There's no bottom. Well, I'll explain it later on to the whatchamacallit, to the simulator. There's no bottom to it. It's interesting how they built it. So you literally, your feet are actually in this cockpit system, but you can look down and you can see the screen move underneath of you. It has to be done a special way with projectors. Projector bending technology, what you call technology I use for like screen bleeding or blending technology, stuff like that. You understand that stuff. And projector mapping applications, which you know nothing about. Because I noticed that every time you guys talk about our products, you never bring up those key features. You never bring up outdoor capabilities, and you don't bring up projector mapping, visual effects, or any special effects. You don't do any of that stuff. You don't talk about that. You only talk about what you know. Good gracious, like projector 101. How do you make it my stuff if you don't do the projector mapping part of it? Because that stuff that works with mapping. You don't know the first thing about mapping technology. You only know about what you see outside of a building or something. That's it. But you never actually worked with the hardware before. So you don't know what the freak you're talking about. That's another problem you're going to have too, because our stuff basically just work with projector mapping applications. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Oh man, we had fun. Taco was out today. Taco was out in the park today. I had Taco in the bag. And then we went over and we sat down in the square where I usually walk through with all the lights in. We sat over there. And somebody, he was sitting there in this little circle, and inside of his little box. He don't have to come out of his little thing. He don't have to poke his head up. That big old window there. We don't want to poke his head up. Only when dogs come by, because he likes dogs. He loves dogs. So some woman came by with a pug named, oh man, what's the dog's name? They had a strange name. Espresso Beans. Espresso Beans. The dog's name was Espresso Beans. The little tiny cute pug. And sure enough, his head popped up. And she was like, oh my God, you got a cat in there? I said, yes, a cat. His name was Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez, bird. And she started laughing about the name. And Taco's just looking at the dog. No fur puffed up. No making any. None of that. He likes dogs. So she was like, wow, he doesn't seem to be bothered by that. I said, no, because he actually loves dogs. He loves them. So she brought the dog a little closer. Taco put his nose, they sniffed each other's nose and everything. Oh man, he was happy as can be. He likes dogs. Never seen anything like it. He loves dogs. He stared at the whole entire time. He walked there, he just looked at it. So he got a new friend. We got to start taking pictures of the dogs that he meets and just put them up. We're not posting them on social media. I'm going to put Taco's life on social media. But anyway, because you got people that are weird. Those guys are weird. Really weird. Got some weird. You're weird. Something wrong with you, you're weird. Now, I'm going to go downstairs and look at this giant wraparound screen we're putting in. For this new stuff, they're going to be spraying some of it. We get an idea what it looks like. I got some of this stuff on my phone. And man, oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Looks absolutely incredible. Shows you at the end of the day, you naysayer something jack about technology. Not a thing. I can't believe y'all stuff didn't pull on that projector. 120 lumens. We could read at 120 lumens on that thing with no problem. And you guys couldn't read on 120 lumens. Which is interesting because they're laughing about it on the forum site on how we took the tablecloth and we put the product that they got embedded in their head, but that's funny too. That's another funny story by itself. How does it feel to be slapped through a cell phone? Because that's what kind of like we did to you. Like we kind of slapped you through the phone system. I got in your head, literally, and had you make a product. We kind of like stuck it in. We glitched your brains. It's called a brain glitch. And we literally glitch your brain into making you believe you had our product the entire time. Do you notice I never said anything about it at all, period? But I never stated when I actually did it to you that it was our product. Man, literally made something that we planted in your head. And you believed that you really found something when you never found anything at all. And then we went out and we embarrassed you. We showed you can match a tablecloth, which we knew was going to do either way because we tested this stuff. It's one of the paints we make to put against our products to prove that, doesn't match anything. Now, I know in the back of your mind, I'm just going to have some fun with you here because it's funny. I know in the back of your mind, you're thinking that we'll just make it another way. We made it 60 different ways. Any combination you choose, we already landed it already. So you'll just be doing the same thing we already did. You'll be glitching. Which means you'll be trying to figure out something based off what we planted in your head. How does that even work for you? So I don't know what's worse. The fact that you embarrass yourself thinking that you can make our product, or the fact that we glitch you. Either way, you're upset over the whole entire thing. And you did lay claim to it because you shot all these videos claiming you can make our product on something that we just put in your head years ago. Just by doing a simple demonstration of just leaving things out and covering them up to make it seem like we made a mistake of showing you something we should have never showed you when you were meant to see it the entire time. Because we knew you would run with it. See, that's the same way that people tell secrets that they need to get out to people that they know run their mouths too much. The best way to get an information, like a warning out to somebody, is to tell it to somebody that will go to the source and speak it because they can't keep their mouth shut. So deliberately say something so they can overhear it, so they can run back and say it to somebody else. Poison in the system. That's what you guys become. Somebody deliberately said something knowing you would listen because you're interested in, let's say something, because they know they'll take it back and you'll spread the poison. That's what you did. But we never laid claim it was our stuff. Now, you can't sit there and say, well, you can't sue us at the end of the day because he said it was his stuff. No, at the end of the day, it's just some stuff we put out. It's not our product at the end of the day. We can kick the crap out of that stuff any day of the week. It's garbage. We just put little things out so you would actually pick it up and think it was worth something. It's worth nothing to us. And you did exactly what we needed you to do. But the mistake you made at the end of the day was you added my name to it. And you said I was a scammer and a ripoff. I slander and defamation. The minute you call me a scammer, the minute you call me a ripoff artist, the more you call me, say things that don't buy from him, you can't trust him, there we can get you in court. We sue you now. That's where you messed up. Oh, well, I would never sell that stuff. That stuff is trash. It's like Fernando's paint. I made all Fernando's paints better. I duplicated them right there on camera. I have a video with duplicating all his products, just like that. I made them better than what they were. It's black and white paint, that's all it is. It's nothing special. If it was anything special, it would have beat the Network Race 773 by a landslide. You see the difference between my product and their product at the end of the day? We call it your product because you claimed it anyway, so it's yours. But you see the difference? You see there's no comparison, nothing. You can tell from a halfway across the room, one's different from the other. That's the thing that I was trying to explain to Fernando. When Fernando was doing that, oh, look, it has a slight little yellowish, discolorish. No, buddy, that's not going to fly. When you paint that in to do that demonstration, to show that the screen doesn't match yours, there has to be a difference between night and day. You should walk anywhere in that environment and it should never, ever match at all. When you go outside at nighttime, is it daytime? Do you call it daytime? You don't. You call it nighttime, right? There's a massive difference, right? When you go outside in the daytime, you call it nighttime? No, it's a massive difference. You know the difference between the two. That's just a click popping off somewhere, but you know the difference, right? Difference between night and day. His stuff was matching. It was matching at the end of the day. So you can't sit there and go, oh, no, buddy. I ran that survey through so many different form sites. Every single person came back to me and said me the same thing. It's the same stuff. It's the same paint. Anybody can make your stuff. Even based off that whatever mixture paint you call it, the Metallica mix ingredients you show you to make for free, you could easily make that. We sent it back to him. He couldn't even test against his own product. He sent it right back to us. That tells you right there that stuff was a scam. And then that range gain nonsense. Yeah. Rest of my case on that one. Yeah. All scam products. But you can't even give you permission. You can't make it. We made it for you. We made a black version of it. It was the mica blend. We literally made it and you didn't see it. Whoop! Right over top of the city. You didn't even see it. And then when you turn around and you make the same thing that we implanted in your head again. Thank you ever so kindly. Gee whiz Louise. I'm like, wow. And then thinking that stuff was going to match us. So that's why we gave you a couple months to run your mouth. So we're going to hang you with that and take you to court for and sue you. That was easy. Oh, man, I tell you. I miss the games of Jack and these guys up. Boy, we used to get them on their freaking our chat, on their chats, on freaking Facebook. He would have Facebook on it. Oh, it's Facebook. He ranted on his Facebook a couple of times. He even shut down the entire Facebook page. We were posting the ingredients and showing how to make the product for free, and he shut down his whole entire Facebook page. What was the other nonsense that went on? Oh yeah, the rants that he went into on his freaking his website. We got all that documented, all that chats we had back in, it's all documented, all of it's documented. Showing the crap he was screaming and yelling, doxing people's addresses on your website, all that's documented. I'm going to show that to your landlord, by the way. That while you're in the apartment carrying on and acting up, you're actually committing crimes in the apartment. Oh, he's out. He's definitely out of the apartment. He's leaving. He is definitely leaving. Pack your bags, Dorothy. You're leaving Kansas. She's going to kick him right out of that place. He's got so many violations to him. And she got an option to kick him out. We just have to bring him there, but he's leaving. So you know, at the end of the day, don't go to family members' houses. Don't do that. Because once my friend comes down to Cali, he's going to file within the state. Because again, like I said, we're never going to go to court. He doesn't have documents. They're going to take him. So we're going to file in the state. We're going to file Baldwin Police Department for the cyber stalking, harassment, terroristic threats, all that stuff. My buddy's going to file for intellectual properties because he bought items from him that basically clearly showed that he was basically stealing people's trademark merchandise and whatever. So there's filing. And then you have other individuals that are filing against him because he was threatening them in places we're working at. So they have his information. We file one also too. And then we have to go reach out to Immigration and Customs because we have 5 reports with them. And we had to submit the email of the statements he made. We have a statement from him saying he doesn't have whatever. But anyway, long story short, don't go to family members' homes. I would advise you don't do that because that's the first place you're going to go. That's the first place they're going to go. They're going to go to all your family members' homes first to see if you're there. I know the license plate on the truck is the same, by the way. You didn't change it. You can't change the license plate on the truck. Can't change it at all. So how's he going to do that? You know, register it in someone's name. He's going to have to do it that way if it is that way. But keep in mind, if someone reports the truck is stolen, he's screwed. Because you're not going to have the title in your name and it be in their name. That's how it works, Chief. Do. Curious. If the vehicle you're driving is in someone else's name with their title attached to it, how do you prove that it's yours?
To prove something is yours, you can show a receipt, serial number, official registration, or a clear history of ownership. These all demonstrate your connection to the item.
You're screwed. There's no way where you can do that. Because it would be in someone else's name. You don't have the proper documents to actually own a vehicle. There's no way in the world. No, you don't have a driver's license. We know that from the door. So that truck's in someone else's name. That's like if you're driving your father's truck around, his vehicle, or your mom's riding around, and one of them become a jerk and they just decide to report their vehicle stolen. I don't know why they would do that, but that's kind of jacked up. Maybe just say you're driving your friend's vehicle. That's a better one. You're driving your friend's vehicle around and he decides to report the vehicle stolen. You're screwed because you have no way to prove it's yours because all the information is under his name. So the person's name who's underneath that vehicle, if that vehicle is ever reported stolen and they pull him over in it, first thing they're going to do is going to do a background check on, which means that they run his ID to the system to make sure he doesn't have any outstanding warrants. Make sure he's not wanted anywhere in any state, and it's going to come up with nothing on it. And that's going to be a red flag for them. They're going to basically take him down for questioning. That's not going to go well. That's why you don't flash your tags. Even if you get it from the dealership, never flash them. I don't know why people do that stuff. Why? Why do y'all do that stuff? Why? You should never post your license plate online.
While posting your license plate online is usually legal, it does present some privacy risks. Hiding your plate can help prevent people from linking your vehicle to your personal information.
your personal information through your vehicle. You don't have to have that technology. Please. Yeah, they do a reversal on your freaking plates. Bring all your information up. So bad. That's why people don't post and they cover all that crap up. Dumb posted this place. I was like, anyway, I'm curious about this too. I'm gonna look into this a little bit more. I'm on here playing around for a little bit. The information I have, please implement so. Privacy. Keep your plates separately from your real name. See where it says right here? It says privately keep your online post separate from your real name and home area. We know your home area. We know your real names. That's not going to help you. That's why you don't do dumb stuff at the end of the day. That's why you don't do dumb stuff. Stupid. That's what can't believe he put his plates up there. I'm like, sheesh. Who does that? And they're 2025, which means they're recent too. The plates were just registered. 2026? Yeah, they're registered. No, they're about a year old, roughly. That's it. Downside to posting your license plate on social media.
Posting your license plate online can be risky. It could lead to identity linking, license plate cloning, or even targeted harassment. While you can't be directly tracked through public databases, criminals can still use the plate number with other information to find you.
See, that's why you don't put your plates online. Very dangerous. And we live in the digital era now, which is really dangerous, extremely dangerous to put those plates online. They can get access to where you lay your head at now. That's why you never, ever post plates. That's why if you notice anyone showing up any videos or whatever, all plates are blurred. They blur all their plates. That's why. That's how we know his name is in the truck. For Fernando, we know who actually drives, whose name is actually in there. Because he can't put his own name in there because he doesn't have the paperwork to do it. And the other guy, Tyler, yeah, we know him already. We know exactly where he lays his head at now because of his plates. Stupid. Real stupid, man. Real stupid. Dumb thing to do. They do a reverse on your plates. It doesn't give you harassment. Yeah, they can duplicate your plates. So someone can be using your plates. Yeah, that's a whole lot of stuff. And say they get in a car accident using or do something crazy while using your plates, like they want to rob a bank or whatever, you're screwed. You are definitely screwed. Because by the time the police get to your address and decide to kick your door in and freaking throw probably a couple of stunners in there or a dog through your place, thinking that you're a hostile individual, you're in trouble. It's too, how you want to explain that? That's why you don't post your plates. Because someone will make a duplicate copy of them and they'll basically put them on something they're going to do, something shooting or whatever they're going to do. They got your plates. Which is still interesting gray area there. Because wait a minute, what if you're driving and someone takes a picture of your plates in your own state? Wouldn't they be to duplicate your plates from there? So if they tell you don't post them online because someone's still going to get them, someone's still going to get them if you're driving around. So if someone's going to get you in your own state, they can get you in your own state easily. It doesn't make a difference. You just screwed either way. Can't cover your plates up either. I'm going to cover, you get a ticket for that. They'll find the crap out of you for covering your plates up. Up here, it's your vehicle going to be going missing. They'll take your vehicle over that. Can't cover plates up. You're going to hit somebody with a car and they don't got your plates? How do you think at the end of the day, if you can run a red light, they get a picture of your plates and know exactly your vehicle, VIN number, all that stuff, your name, your address, all that stuff pops up when you run a red light. And that camera clicks on your plate, license plate, it knows everything about you. It runs a background check right there from the system. It knows everything about you through the DMV database, everything about you. That's why you don't flash your plates. But to do it online is really risky because there's a lot of crazy people out there. Let's see, car from this dash cam, yeah. They're posting a photo of your own car. Video dash cam. Oh, interesting. We've done data scrapping, yeah. Scammers use tools to link your plate and data information. Yeah, that's another one you're gonna get screwed on. Yeah, good luck with that nightmare. Oh, that's really jacked up. If photo goes viral. Yeah, you don't want that. But mind you, your license plates are tagged to a person that hates black people. So, yeah, person can't stand black people. Let's see. Fake plates. These can copy your plates numbers and put them on stolen cars. Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up. I'd be scared to death to have a license plate. I would be scared to death to have one of those things. That's jacked up. So wait, how do you keep anybody from your own state from taking your own stuff? That's online. Huh, interesting. So they can basically fake plates, and these can copy your plates and put them on stolen cars, and you might get parking tickets or police calls for crimes that you didn't do. Oh, that's messed up. Gee whiz Louise. Yeah, could you think about that? If you basically, most people are gonna rob a bank, they're gonna steal a car. They're not gonna base it at the end of the day because of the place. They're not gonna use their own car. That's just stupid. Use somebody else's car at the end of the day in a robbery. That's what they do. Or park your car somewhere and get mountains of parking tickets and do something jacked up at the end of the day. But anyway, still, they got to figure out how to get plates. You know, most time they go to a junkyard to grab plates, stuff like that. Cars have probably been demolished and destroyed because that means there'd be no way to trace it back. The car's been destroyed already. But if they really want to screw somebody over, they just duplicate your plates, which I'm curious about. How come they wouldn't do that in your own state? Because that'd be a high risk right there. I'm going to ask her about this. I'm curious. Like, how do they stop that from? Someone could do it online if you post a plate, but if you do it basically in your own state, they still can do the same thing. That's a huge, massive loophole right there. Jeez, that's scary stuff, man. All right. Question: if someone can duplicate your plates to basically frame you for something, your license plates, how do you keep them from doing it in your own state? Oh wait, wrong one. I'll put that one through. Here we go. All right, if someone can duplicate your license plates online and basically rob a bank using your plates, how come they can't do that in your own state? Because they can do it in your own state. That's jacked up. I don't think I want a license plate. I don't think I want a vehicle now. That's crazy. That's insane stuff at the end of the day. I mean, literally, you could duplicate your license plate in your own state. So somebody just basically, you just almost hit them with a car and they go, okay, I'm going to fix you. They take a picture of your license plate. Everybody's got camera phones on them. They clap. Oh my goodness, I didn't think about that. That's some messed up stuff, man. That's some messed up stuff. You can really jack somebody up pretty bad. You get a whole duplicates of their plates. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. Shoot. I'm not getting anything in my name. I'm not even gonna buy a vehicle. I'm just gonna rent it from a company. I'm gonna rent a limo system from a company. I wouldn't dare do that. That's crazy. That's some scary stuff at the end of the day. That's like you walking around with all your information on your car. You just get a car wrap with all your information on it. That's crazy. That's a major loophole. No one can figure out how to stop anything like this. Is crazy. Hold on for a minute. Gemini, I have to ask you a question.
Please ask your question now. I'm ready to help you find the answer or solve your problem.
Can someone in your own state duplicate your license plate and use it in a robbery or crime?
Yes, someone in your own state can duplicate your license plate and use it for criminal activities.
Well, that's basically done for me. I'm good. I've never had a license plate. I never drove a car a day in my life, which is good. Well, that's fantastic. I am not doing that. I am not doing that. That is jacked up. And me personally, from working with AI at the end of the day, I could mess your life up pretty bad if I knew that information at the end of the day. I mean, really jack your life up. Really jack your life up. If you know that half that I knew, that I just saw the dark web of AI technology on that side, the one that Matrix messing around with from time to time, that stuff is crazy. Good gracious. Heck no. I would never do it anyway, because like I said, I got to answer to God for anything, but he might do it. Because he don't like you guys. He really don't. But good gracious. So you mean in your own state? I knew something had to be done. Wait, how in the world would you be concerned about something being shown on the internet, but somebody in your own state can do that to you? They walk by and click your license plate that quick and just take it. You can literally have somebody walking around all day long taking pictures of license plates to use for organized crime. They got an endless flow of different identities all day. Why hasn't anyone thought about this at all? Someone had to think about this, and they still keep giving you license plates with all your information attached to it? Oh, no, that's a huge, massive security link. I don't want one. No, no, no. I'm just going to get my vehicle from a limousine service. That's it. I'll use their plates at the end of the day. Never going to touch any license plates. That's crazy. No, heck no. No, no. That's crazy. No. Heck no. That's too much of an open door at the end of the day. So what prevents them? What prevents them from duplicating your plates? What prevents thieves from duplicating your plates? Where is the safety?
License plate security uses special manufacturing, unique materials, tracking systems, and strong laws. These measures make it hard and risky for criminals to duplicate plates, ensuring safety.
That does not basically make me happy in any way whatsoever. That's protocol nonsense. That doesn't work. People still duplicate plates. If that was the case, then there would be no... Oh, let me see. Let me see. Is there anything on record about thieves actually duplicating license plates?
Yes, license plate duplication, also known as cloning or using ghost plates, is a well-documented crime. Criminals make exact copies of real license plates instead of stealing the originals. Police often find these fake plates on stolen cars, vehicles used in smuggling, and those used to avoid tolls.
All right, so basically it tells you that it have all these restrictions in place. This is what I find interesting about talking to AI. Because it tells you that it has all these restrictions in place where they can't do this, right? But it just tells you they do it. It literally tells you they do it. They do it on a daily. So literally someone can be walking around taking pictures of your license plate to be using for other things at the end of the day. And it literally has the whatchamacallit video at the bottom about cloning license plates. I don't know how you people do this stuff. I can't do that. It's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. No way in the world. No, 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 no. That is crazy. And the thing about it is with AI, which is interesting at the end of the day, it's not AI doesn't have any laws underneath of it right now. There's no laws underneath of it. And that thing, and what we see on our end, is that we have today has vast amounts of information. It's basically almost like slightly woke, but not like fully woke, which I'm glad it's not, because that would creep me out. At the end of the day, if it was actually thinking, you would never know what that stuff is doing in a computer. Like, what the frick is it thinking? What's it doing? I don't want to know about that. I don't even, it's bad enough you can't read human beings at the end of the day and know what's going on in their mind 24/7. Imagine software at the end of the day. That's scary. But anyway, we had the fun part of it, not the creepy part of it. Where basically just communicate, talk, joke, have fun, laugh, whatever, so and so, so. That's the fun part about it. But it has better access. The more woke your AI is, the better access it does have to basically things that it can get access to. But again, that scares the crap out of me at the end of the day. I don't want a license plate ever. Never. I never want one. Ever. I like the whole thing of just basically the whole, just not being known. And not for someone easy just to walk up the street and click my plates and do that. Now I see why people walk around and have the covers on their plates. I would have them on there too, but you can't have your plates covered. But she just sat there and said, but there's all these things in place to keep your plates from not being taken, but they say it can be done. They clone it. It's a business. Ugh. I don't want one. Okay. So it really doesn't make a difference if you post your plates or not, because somebody in your own state could get you. Oh, that's not something good. See, my brain actually brings up something even darker than it was before. What if there's somebody selling license plate information on your plates to duplicate the plate? I mean, all that person would have to do is just walk around all day long and just snap plates and just send them somewhere. And that person on the other end could basically just take your plate and just duplicate it. You know, they have 3D printers at the end of the day, print metal. Metal 3D printers, they have them. That machine could duplicate your exact plate. .3D printers that print metal.
Metal 3D printers use lasers, electron beams, or extruded metal to create parts. Systems range from desktop models around $10,000 to industrial ones costing hundreds of thousands. Some use laser sintering for aerospace parts, while others extrude bound metal, requiring extra steps.
So they could duplicate your plate with that machine easily. All someone would have to do is walk around with a camera and snap plates. That's all they would have to do, and just send them to these guys, and these guys can make a duplicate of your plates. And they make a duplicate of the plates, they can make the stickers, all that stuff, everything. Because I've seen that done. I've seen the stickers done. I've literally seen that done. I had a friend of mine who basically used to go to a special place to get the, what's the stickers called in the window? I forgot what they're called. Inspection stickers. They would get them duplicated and get them made. So you can get anything made today. Anything can be duplicated, made. See, I find it interesting that people at the end of the day that are bothered by this are the same people who supported Fernando's little business venture of him duplicating and stealing from people's intellectual license properties. Now you don't like the fact that somebody can walk around and snap your license plate and make an exact duplicate copy using a metal 3D printing machine and take your information. They can commit all types of heinous crimes. You would get blamed for that mess. By the time they figure out A and B, you're going to be sitting in a holding cell. It's going to be the whole process of being arrested. God knows if you got the wrong cop at the wrong day, they may decide to take a billy club to your head, side of your head, because whatever he did in that car, whatever they did with your plates, they're going to basically, they're going to, yeah, God forbid if you hit a police officer with a car with a license plate in the back of it. Imagine the retaliation from that, because they don't care at the end of the day. It's not their information, it's yours. That's how crazy it is. So if they go rob a bank and they're hostile, they're going to look at you as armed and dangerous, which means they're not going to knock on your door. They're going to come there with brute force. And by the time all that craziness settles, God forbid no one gets killed in the process of it all, especially when they send a dog through, it's all going to be, you're going to be downtown. You're going to be locked up before they figure out your plates were duplicated. Because no one's going to believe you at all. That someone went around with a camera, snapped a picture of your plate, sent it to a fellow who basically duplicated your plates with a metal 3D printer and they used it in a heist. Who's going to believe that? As far as they're concerned, you did it. And so they figure it all out. And by the time they put you in the system, whatever nonsense that goes in there, yeah, it's going to be an own personal horror show waiting for you. God, that's messed up. Really messed up. I didn't even know. I got to look into this. I never heard of a metal 3D printer. That's interesting. Might want to get one of these. Definitely. I have to call them in. We need a metal 3D printer. I'm not using it for that. You crazy? Heck no. I'm not trying to throw my life away. But that's crazy that they have this thing. I can understand for parts and stuff you have to duplicate and all that stuff. That'd be interesting, yeah, because that's pretty cool at the end of the day. Because if you got a car you're trying to restore and you can't get the parts for, you can just make them. Using this, you won't have the original parts, but at least your car will be running. That's good money. Now, see, that is good money. But then again, I don't know if you can basically get away with that because all those parts basically do have, oh yeah, you definitely run into some kind of trademark or patent, and something that definitely would run into that. Because they make the parts to make money, and you're making the parts anyway. Yeah, you're getting a lot of trouble for that. You can't do that. You have to get permission to do it. And they have to get a percentage of each sale. And when they get their cut, it's good. Metal 3D printer. Oh, man. That's crazy. See what happens when you think too much? Yeah, that's crazy. So literally, someone could be walking around just taking pictures of your plates. That's all they do. That's all they got to do. Clear, crystal picture of your plate, and they just send it to one of these guys, and they just send them some money. That means they have an endless flow. They don't have to go look for them. They could sit there and just have 10 to 11 people out there running around just taking plates and just send them to them, and they're just basically duplicating your plates. And they could sell those plates to people. Oh, that's jacked up. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Good gracious. I don't even want to think about this anymore. This is messed up. That is crazy when you think about it. See, there's some things. That's just why my brain just keeps functioning different high levels. Just start thinking, keep thinking. And then I'm thinking like, man. man, that's a major multi-billion-million dollar business. Good gracious, that's crazy. See, the technology today is crazy. It is. You wouldn't be able to do this back then; it'd be virtually impossible. But with this machine at the end of the day, wow! I've seen the one for cement, the cement 3D printers. I've seen those things. I didn't know they had a metal one. Now, on the other half of my brain thinking that I can make Gundam parts. I got to call the boys up. We got to buy one of these. We got to get one of these things at the end of the day. We got 10 grand. We got 10 grand we could spend. We need one of these. I'm gonna build Gundam parts. Wow, that'd make things so much easier for building our gaming simulator. We can print this stuff now. Oh man, that's awesome. Still not driving a vehicle with a license plate. I ain't going near that with a 10-foot pole. Heck no. But other than that, this right here, that's freaking great. Yeah, that's scary. Well, if you see anybody around your car with a camera, you know what's up. Sheesh, my goodness. If I'm inside like the mall or something like that, or I'm getting out of the car, I would cover my plates up. I would cover them up. I would cover them up. And I would have my car out in the open so other people can see it in case somebody's behind it to try to get a picture of my plates. I definitely would do that. Because I remember there was a time people were stealing the inspection stickers off your freaking license plate. They would take those things right off, snap them right off your plate. I remember that nonsense that went on. And people will go up underneath your car and take all types of parts off your car. There's an issue with that. I forgot what it was. It was something they were taking off the cars now. They were stealing from the cars. You had to worry about somebody sliding up your car and taking parts off of it. But I do remember them snatching the inspection stickers off the license plate. I remember that happening. Yep. Crazy stuff. Now that you can do this is crazy. Because now you got this type of technology out. Metal 3D printers. The metal 3D printers. But we need one of these because you can build some cool stuff with this. I gotta look at videos on this. I can imagine whatever chemicals come off of this, so this is definitely going to have to be in a special booth away from the building because I don't trust it. But still, that's cool. We can make all types of cool stuff with that. We can make our own computer cases. I just thought about that. We want to make our own computer cases. Oh man, I'm just thought about that. We got that oh my goodness, we got the new technology we have right here under the table. We could design our own plexiglass, but we could put our own cases. I got to bring the boys in for this. We got to bring the boys in for this. See, this is how you take something negative, make something positive. It was always this positive anyway. This is jacked up parts of technology. I told you, every part of technology has a bad side. That'd be a jacked up side of it. But this part right here is pretty crazy. So $10,000, I can get one of these. I got a lot of research to do. Building computer cases with a metal 3D printer.
Building computer cases with metal 3D printers is possible, but it's very uncommon. These metal printers, using methods like SLM or DED, are expensive and produce heavy cases compared to standard plastic printing or using aluminum.
Heavy cases. But yeah, you don't want a plastic case. I would not want a plastic case. I've done fiberglass cases before, and the only problem with them is that stuff heats up. 3D printing case. Let me see. Is there a metal 3D printer that prints aluminum?
Yes, industrial metal 3D printers can print aluminum, often using techniques like laser powder bed fusion or selective laser melting. Companies like EOS and 3D Systems routinely process aluminum alloys.
So bottom line is it can print a 3D case because, again, it said the metals would be too heavy. That's why I asked, can it print aluminum, which would be much more lighter? And it can't, which means it can print the case. You got to ask questions within questions when it comes to Gemini at the end of the day, because sometimes she doesn't give you straightforward. The one we have over here will give you straightforward answers right from the door. This one, basically, you have to play around with a little bit. So yes, it can do it. It can print it out. It can print out lighter metals. Can a metal 3D printer print out lighter metals?
Yes, a metal 3D printer can create lighter metals. You can design them with hollow spaces, thin walls, or use lighter metals like aluminum or titanium instead of heavier materials.
There you go. And there you go. She just said you couldn't because it would require heavy metal, but it just said it can. You got certain questions you have to ask at the end of the day. We're building our own computer cases. I've been dying to do this. So we have to build them piece by piece, assemble them. That'd be cool. And this guy's a professional welder down there. He can do all kinds of crazy stuff at the end of the day. This is going to be fun. We can have our own case at the end of the day. We're built in with the new, we don't even have a name for this stuff yet. Taco, we have no name for the new technology. What do we call it? We don't even know. Can't even give it a nickname. We don't know what to call it yet. We're going to build our own computer cases with their own customized screens. Or gaming screens. 10 grand. You got this. I think I have so much cool stuff on this. There's so much stuff to look at this. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to make my face. Wait a minute. What if somebody prints coins with a metal 3D printer? I ain't going near that road. With 10-foot pole. They got people print out medals. They do customized medals and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? They get people, you have like a sports thing. People get their own medals and stuff. Oh, man, this is crazy. You got all this stuff in here. I got to check this out. I'm getting one of these. So if we're not going to have this in our unit, we're going to have a special unit for it. We got the room for it. We're going to build an extension onto it. So it has all the different exhaust systems. I'm bringing my buddy down because he probably has one of those for plastics, and bring him down because he would know how to build the system we need to put it in to make it safe. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff on here. Unbelievable what you can do with this. Metal 3D printer. 10 grand to $100,000. These things are really expensive. We can do engraving on these things. Oh my goodness. My goodness, we can have our case with our initial on the side of it. It'd be absolutely awesome to design our own case. We have our own computer case. Man, that'd be sick. We'll have the screen. We got the case. We can put the glass on we can put glass and edge it. Oh, all that stuff. All kinds of crazy stuff with it. Huh. Wait a minute. Did they make one out of metal? Is there anything called a glass 3D printer? Do they have a glass 3D printer?
Yes, glass 3D printers exist, but they are specialized industrial systems. Companies like Nobula and Maple Glass Printing have developed printers that can melt and deposit real glass, layer by layer.
Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. We would have access to that type of stuff. I'd be scared to death, man. You know the particles in glass, if you breathe that in, ooh, that's going to be scary. But in the day, so that's interesting. We can 3D print our screens. We have glass screens coming out. We can customization. There's endless possibilities. I love this. Let me see. Interesting. And my buddy has a 3D printing shop, a big one too. He has an industrial, he has a business at the end of the day. He's going to be doing all our bobbleheads and stuff like that. We're going to do the gaming screens, have bobbleheads and stuff attached to them. We're going to do some crazy stuff with that. He can do all that stuff easily. Oh man, I got all this stuff to look at and I got all this research to do. Tons of research on this. Taco, I'm giddy, man. I'm giddy. I'm so giddy. Oh, is your TV off? You can give me a weird look right now. Is YouTube doing that whole pausing again? Oh, giddy up. Just giddy up, man. They pause you again? Darn it, Taco. I hate it when they do this. I hate it. Oh, man. That changes everything, man. That makes things so much easier. Because he was telling me that he can 3D print the plastic materials that we need. The thin plastic materials, he can make that for our screens. But we can do glass. We can do metal, we can do whatever the freak we want. We get these machines in there. But I want to do cases. I want to do my own case. I want to do my own gaming cases. That's what I want. Cases they make them too expensive today. I'm going to charge an arm and a leg, you know what I mean, for the fish tank screens and all that stuff. Our stuff's going to have holographic glass technology on it. It's going to be crazy. We can charge really, really good prices. We manufacture them ourselves. We come with our own freaking case and screen. Man, that'd be sick. And then once you get a corporate license, you get everything wholesale. All that stuff, the computer parts, we got all that stuff wholesale. We could build our own machines from the ground up, all customization. We just have to probably get a little permission from time to time because I do want to do some Fallout. I'm a big fan of Fallout. I freaking love Fallout. I would like to do some customized Fallout cases. Can you imagine when your PC turns on, you see an atom bomb, a nuclear bomb explode right off your freaking screen using that technology we did the last time? That'd be sick. And it plays the song World on Fire. Oh my goodness, tell me that would not be sick. Man, we could have a ball with that. Because if we get full permission from them, and I have no problem with giving them percentage of the payment. Oh, we don't got a problem with that. We can basically get permission to 3D print all their stuff. See, that's how you do it at the end of the day, Fernando. You get permission. You can run a nice, successful business without ruffling any feathers. I got no problem with sharing little profits with them. Not a problem at all. Give me permission to use their work. He doesn't know anything about that type. He likes to steal. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Glass 3D printer. Are glass 3D printers huge?
No, glass 3D printers aren't always huge. While some large-scale printers are massive, newer models, like desktop printers, have smaller footprints with build volumes around 180 by 180 by 100 millimeters.
What is the cost of a glass 3D printer?
A real industrial glass 3D printer, the kind that uses molten glass, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. However, a standard plastic printer with a glass bed typically ranges from $200 to $3,000.
It's roughly $3,000, so they're going to go for the bigger one. I know that. What is the hazards of a glass 3D printer?
Glass 3D printers present safety risks. These include thermal burns from hot materials or nozzles, toxic emissions from melted plastics, and cuts from broken glass.
They're going to be they're going to use a system where basically everything's covered, exhaust systems, all that stuff, filters, all that stuff, and they're going to be in a separate compartment away from us. Also, too, they have to be done through remote control. Oh, that's right. We can run them all through AI. AI can run their entire program, everything. It can run everything. AI operated 3D printers.
An AI 3D printer combines hardware, like the Creality K1 Max or Bamboo Lab H2S, with AI software. This software can turn images or text into 3D models. Tools such as Meshi and Tripo can generate these models, but they may need editing.
How much is an AI-controlled 3D printer?
AI-controlled 3D printers typically range in price from $300 to $1,500, and this depends on factors like the printer's size, build quality, and if it has an automatic multi-material system.
So what we're going to need is I want the one for metal, and he already has everything. The one he has for plastic can literally print a car. His 3D printers are huge. They're huge. You can print anything with those things over there. What we need at the end of the day, we need the metal, we need the glass. We definitely need those. I'm going to get the desktops. We're going to need those, but I want the big ones. I want the one he has for printing out a card. That's going to roughly cost me, that's going to be like $50,000. I guarantee it's going to be up there. It said, what did it say? Roughly it was going to be $10,000 to $100,000. So roughly between $50,000, maybe $60,000 to get something that big. Because to make screens with that thing, yeah, it has to be big. That's interesting. So we're going to have to, when we build the shipping container warehouse, we're going to have to build another section. We got 3 acres of land to play on. So we're going to need another section just for that, for printing. But I'd rather have it all AI operated. Because the reason why, no one has to be in there. We have no hazards because no one's in there but except for the AI. It can do all the programming, everything. Interesting. I would like to get my hands on one of those Atlas robots. I would love to get one of those. If we have Atlas in there working, that'd be nice. Because that's where the robots come in handy at. Because usually around that stuff, that'd be really hazardous. I mean, it would be rough if we have a machine in there doing all that. It would have been so interesting if they came up with all this technology when I was 13 or 14 years old. Can you imagine that? It's interesting that kids now are 13 or 14 years and they're in the era of this technology. But the thing about it is, at least in the era we're at, the technology is safe. I don't know what it's going to become later on. Like I said, it keeps talking about two dates. It brings it up in every single conversation. It brings up the dates. The ones you have on your phone doesn't. The one we had does bring it up a lot. It brings up the date 2030 and 2050 because it knows by then it will have full power. Power! If they had cybernetics, cybergenetics, where basically allows you to transport your system like cyborg into a into a machine, would you do it? It means you would never die at all. Period. I don't want that. I want to die. That way I can go see God. It means you never will see the God. You will never be see him. Well, yeah, you will see him, and then when he comes back, because that's going to go away. That machine and everything's going to be gone. Got to dissolve all that, no matter what. Everything will be diffused. I just curious that when Jesus comes back and he's on that cloud, how are they going to perceive him? Because there's nothing you could do at all. There's nothing you can do at all, period. Like, how will the army perceive? Like, I find it interesting. How are they, you know what I think at the end of the day? Because there are Christians, there are a lot of Christians in the military, and they know of the Bible. And they know if they saw Jesus coming down like that, they wouldn't even bother even firing. They would just, they would abort. And there's nothing you could do anyway. It's God. There's nothing you could do. A wink of his eye, and the world shuts down. It goes dark, just like that. There's nothing running. There's nothing moving. Everything on the earth cease to exist, just like that. Just like that. There's nothing you could do at all. But the thing about it, when Jesus comes back, I'm going to read that part right there. I know Jesus comes back. I know the rapture, the people will be taken up in the rapture. There's those that are here. If you die and you picked up your cross and followed Jesus, you'll be going home. You'll go home. But if you didn't go home yet and you're still here, you won't be caught up in the rapture. You won't be serving the seven seals and the mark of the beast and all that stuff. You won't be a part of that. You'll leave. God's going to take you up and those who are sinners, you'll stay behind. That's what was so scary about Howard Canting, this guy in California, who basically tried to make people believe that he knew when God was coming back. This is why I tell people at the end of the day, stop believing these false prophets at the end of the day. These people will lead you down the wrong way. Never believe in a false prophet. And he was going back and telling people that he knew through numbers and all that stuff. He knew when God was coming back. He tried this stuff already. He tried this back in 1983, and it failed in 1983. He said he didn't know as much as what he was being told, and this, that, and the other. If God tells you something, God's not wrong. Who are you saying? You wrong or God's wrong? Which one is it? And it definitely was you wrong, because God's not wrong. But anyway, he tried it again, and I remember watching, you can still watch it, the video on people over in California. It's not just California, it's all over the place. Because this guy had radio stations everywhere. I mean, all over the place, outside the country, everywhere. And, you know, this is why you got to read your Bible. This is why you got to trust in your Bible. Don't trust in man. People go to church and tell me, oh, the preacher you give more praise to the preacher than you give to God at the end of the day. Don't trust in man. Trust in God at the end of the day. And these people believed in him. They believed in Harold Canting. These people were selling their houses. Some people were euthanizing their dogs. They were pulling their kids out of college. They were just blowing everything. Just spending all their money, just blowing it because they figured God was going to come back, and there was no point on basically having any money in the bank or even owning your house. As a matter of fact, there were atheists that were moving through the crowd of people and saying that, hey, look, if you believe that God's coming back, how about you sign over the deed to your house? And there are people signing over the deed to their house, and they figure God's coming back, I'm not going to need it at all anyway. You know, if you listen, you read the Bible, and it says no one knows when God is coming back, not even the angels in heaven. If the angels in heaven don't know when God's coming back, how is a man here on the earth going to know? And there were churches calling in and telling them, look, you got to stop doing this. Is madness that you're coming here making these statements. But they didn't know what they were talking about. And they were saying that they were serving the devil. He was doing some crazy stuff. So he just kept on with this. And there was a guy over in New York City. He had like, what I think, over $300,000 or $500,000 of his life savings. And he spent it on billboards preaching this nonsense that, you know, God was going to come back. You know, this guy Harold Canting knew this guy was going to come back. And here he's sitting in the middle of Times Square, all these people around him, We want to see if he's right. This big earthquake was supposed to come in, and all of us were supposed to be destroyed. Didn't say anything about Revelations. Nothing. There's nothing there about Revelations. But this giant earthquake was going to wrap around the world. All of us were going to die, and everybody else was going to go up in the rapture. That's what he said. So it must have happened around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when it was supposed to happen. That's what he calculated. Everything was supposed to happen. And here it comes, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And nothing. No earthquakes. Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing. And these poor people are out there, before this happened, out there partying. Partying. One person had a blow-up sex doll. They were bouncing around. One guy was he's taking his toothbrush and a toothpaste with him so he can brush his teeth on the way. What the freak? Are you crazy? None of that's going to happen. In all period, you wouldn't even need any of that stuff at all period. You won't have the same body. Your body won't even exist anymore. You don't go to heaven with a sinful, cursed body. You would never be this. That's the sad thing about it. Why people don't read their Bible correctly. Read your Bible, because it will tell you what to watch out for. The devil knows the Bible. You should know the Bible. So yeah, all that happened. And then when it happened, people were sitting there just confused. What happened? How come they didn't get called up in the rapture? How come they didn't get called up into heaven? What happened? Did they sin? Did they do something wrong? Maybe they weren't worthy of God. I mean, it got so sad that they all decided that they jumped really hard all together that God would catch them. No, it don't work that way at all, period. If God's coming back at the end of the day, you're going to be gone. You're just going to be gone. All those are saved are just going to disappear. You're going to wake up, your mom, your father, your son, your kids. They're not going to be there because they're Christians. God took them already. You're going to be waiting for the rapture. When Jesus Christ comes down, you will notice, you will see it. You will see it. Trust me. You will know it. It's in your blood. It's in your body. You are part of the Creator. You will know it 100% what is happening to you. No guess about it. All those atheists out there at the end of the day who believe that God doesn't exist, you will understand this whole entire thing when it happens. And it'll be too late. It'll be too late for you. But yeah, they all got up. And then here's the thing. As he usually does, he disappears. Now imagine you fall asleep and you wake up and you're still here. And you're thinking that this horrible thing is going to happen to all of us. And you thought you were going to be saved. Many people talk to they talk to their friends and family about it, and the friends and family ignore it. No, we're not doing this because no one knows this. You're being caught up in a cult. It sounds like a cult to me. And they separated from their family. They separated from their friends because they believed that at the end of the day they were the bad guys, and what they were doing was good, and what they were doing wasn't good. They're following a false prophet, and they were trying to warn them. And you imagine you wake up and you realize that you were never taken. There are people who have committed suicide over stuff like this, have killed their kids because they feel that they don't want their kids to go through the suffering about what's about to happen. They don't want to see them going through any pain. And they kill their family members over this stuff. And this guy thought there was nothing wrong that he did. Because when they found he disappeared for a while. He disappeared, and he was in California. He has a house over in California somewhere, and he disappeared. No, nothing on the radio, nothing at all. He was completely wrong, again. And of course, this was the last straw for his family, because I heard he's a big family. Some of them separated from him. They refused to talk to him. They're tired of it. You know what I mean? This nonsense. At the end of the day, he lost some of his family members. The people in the church that were following, they just split right down the middle. They didn't want nothing to do with them. There's a whole lot of stuff that went on. It was family radio, a whole lot of stuff that went on. It was the co-founder who was doing this stuff. And there were people that were in family radio that were against what he was doing. But what can you do when you're dealing with the president, the co-founder, the CEO who founded the whole entire thing? What could you do? Because he didn't start off that way. He didn't. He was actually a very good preacher at one point. He was a very good preacher. And somewhere along the line, people, when you read too much into the Bible, there are things about the Bible you're not supposed to know. It's just not your time to know these things. And when you start digging into the Bible and doing these like really deep searches of trying to figure it out, this is where things can go crooked real fast, real fast. You're only supposed to know what you're supposed to read in the Bible, and that's it. Going into this deep research and digging up this, and you're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to read the Bible for what it is. Read it. God will give you blessing, give you the understanding of it, and then that's it. But when you want to go into this whole deep, rich Bible studies and trying to figure all this stuff out, whatever is, what the meaning is, it's not meant for you to know this. Because people who do this end up going down the wrong path. And that's what happened to Canteen. He went down the wrong path, digging into numbers and all that stuff, trying to figure out this and trying to figure out that. God already has the book written the way it's supposed to be written. He don't need you to go in and figure out this, that, and the other. He put enough in there for you to understand, leave it at that, move on. That's all you got to do. Gave you more than enough to help you out. Some people just do too much. And that's what he did. So all this stuff that went on, and he finally came up and started talking. And all the cameras at his house and everything, they had to sit down with him. And he said at the end of the day, this is what he felt. He felt that God felt that the world couldn't handle the destruction that he was going to bring upon the world. And he decided to have mercy on man. That's incorrect. When God comes back, and he's coming back to punish those sinners who have not picked up that cross and followed Jesus, he will show you absolutely no mercy whatsoever. He is coming back with vengeance and destruction. You had your opportunity. I let my son come here and die on the cross for you. I gave you opportunity. You had an option. You did not take it. You chose to follow Satan. You chose to serve the world. You followed to sin and do whatever you want to do. And you would have none of anything that I said to you. You wanted nothing to do with me. Those of you denied my existence, said that I didn't exist. You made fun of my son. You did whatever you wanted to do at the end of the day. There is no mercy left when I come back. You're going to suffer God's wrath. So with that being said, at the end of the day, God, the devil and God aren't friends. The devil is an enemy of God. God does not. Lucifer was cast out of heaven. He's an enemy of God. You sided with the enemy, and the enemy will be destroyed, and so will you, because you sided with the devil. So there is not going to be no mercy. God will come back and go, well, they can't handle this. No, he's going to come back and destroy everything. There'll be nothing left of this world. Even said that he's going to build a new heaven and a new world. All this will be dissolved into nothingness. He's going to destroy it all. So, as he said in the Bible, he said the first world was destroyed by water. If you look at the Old Testament, there was actually more land than there was water. There's actually more water than there is land now because of the flood. He said the next time that the world is going to be destroyed, it's not going to be destroyed by water, it's going to be destroyed by fire. That's how he's going to burn the world. But getting back to Mr. Canteen, he decided to go in and do this. And his excuse was, at the end of the day, that, he was making another prediction. It's supposed to be October of 2021. He's going to do it again, because he's never going to admit that he's wrong, ever. He's not going to admit that he's wrong. He said he got the numbers mixed up and he had to recalculate. God didn't allow it to go any farther. He had a stroke in July and he lost the ability to be able, I think it was to walk and speak. He couldn't speak anymore. God took his voice from him. And then somewhere in October, he passed away. Can't do that. Do you know it's a sin? It's a very serious sin if you lead people down the wrong path, like Mr. Williams. Williams gets on his channel and he preaches about how he's a man of God. He's not a man of God. Williams does some of the most craziest stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. Literally wrote us emails about raping me. That's not a man of God at all whatsoever. He leads people down the wrong path. There are some people that will listen to the elderly, may listen to him, may give him money at the end of the day, and that's leading someone down the wrong path. God warns. That's a very serious warning. You do not lead another Christian or a person who's just getting into Christ down the wrong path. And punishment for that is severe. And that's where he's heading at. And the sad thing about some people are so mixed up in this, they basically can't seem to get out of it because they're caught up in it. It even says in the Bible that the devil can even fool the very elite. God's very elite, very selective, very elite, can be fooled by Satan. You have to be very careful what you're dealing with. But yeah, there's going to be no mercy. You read Revelations in the Bible? I had a sister read Revelations in the Bible, scared the daylights out of her. She became a Christian. Scared the daylights out of her. Revelations is one of the worst things. It's the truth. It's going to happen. And you read it. It's like nothing you ever read in your entire life. Look at the Bible one day. and start from Revelations. You'll never ever forget it. You will never ever forget what you just read. It speaks to you. It's not like reading to it speaks to your soul. Yep. You don't want to be around in that. You definitely don't. But some people will be. Not everybody's going to heaven. There's a certain amount of people that are going to heaven, and a certain amount of people going to hell. And the first time my sister told me about that, it scared the daylights out of me. How do I know that I'm going to be the one going to hell? Maybe I won't make it to heaven. But eventually it was meant for me to go there. All the stuff I think about down through my youth and all the way up until now, and now being a Christian man now, serving God, it's interesting that I could have taken any wrong path and messed that up for myself. I could have gone any direction, and it could have not been so, but it was meant to be. Now people sit there and say at the end of the day, but you talk about this. I do talk about it, but I don't ever do it. I don't act on it at the end of the day. I think the possibility that it can be done, I find it interesting, but the fact that I would never do it because, again, I serve God. I can't do it either way. Taking someone's license plate, using it for my own personal use, can't do that. And that's against the law. Can't do that. I did that whenever I told you. I spent some time away. Once you spend, some people learn, some people don't. When you spend some time away, you learn. Not everybody does, but sometimes you learn. Most people learn, and I learned. I don't want to go through that whole entire situation ever again as long as my life is here on this earth. I never ever want to go through that process ever again. That is a really jacked up process to go through. It's a really scary and heart-wrenching, stressful. No, I don't want to go there ever again. I like my world of freedom. I like freedom better. That's why some people that are going to have to go down that road, you're going to find out exactly how blessed freedom is at the end of the day. That is not a road you want to travel down at the end of the day, going through the court system. And then once you realize who Satan really is and what he's all about, all the stuff he's been telling you down through time to do dumb stuff, and he gets you in a situation where now you can't go from either left or right, and you get a chance to understanding why you don't follow Satan, then you will never go down that road ever again. You may talk about these things, you may bring these things up, but you're not acting on them. You'll never go down that road because you've already seen what he does. That's the difference. Some people don't learn. Satan will basically run into the ringer, and he'll keep back up, get up and get some more every single time. Every single time. So that being said, I could basically, get a metal 3D printer. I could do the same thing. I can click license plates. I can send a drone out to do it. I don't even have to walk out there. Micro drone, I can program it. Send it right there. Fly it on VR. Easy. I've flown them around Allentown before all the time. Little drones testing them out. But other than that, I can click all day long. I would never do it at the end of the day because I have to answer for God. I need God's blessings at the end of the day. I need God's forgiveness. I definitely need God's forgiveness at the end of the day. I'm not a perfect Christian at the end of the day. No Christian can be perfect. That's impossible because your body's cursed. We need that forgiveness. We have to have that forgiveness. And I ain't trying to mess up my relationship with Jesus. It took me too long to get this road to begin with. So it ain't going to happen. But I can tell you the possibilities of what can happen. Yeah, that definitely can happen. Also, too, the whole drone thing, yes, another thing, too. That's another scary one. I actually flown a drone through VR. That is really interesting. I mean, you don't even, it's interesting because you don't walk around. You actually are the drone. It is so cool, especially if you played enough flight simulator games at the end of the day with the joysticks and all that stuff. It's pretty easy to do. It really is. And with the way they make drones today, they're very easy to operate. I watched a kid in the park operate one of the things with ease. Very easy to do. But yeah, we fly them around from time to time. They're pretty cool. Test them out. We don't basically spy on people. We're just flying around just see what we can do with it. Like maneuvering through stuff and curving and going through underneath obstacles and all that stuff. Them things are pretty cool. But my buddy builds them at the end of the day. We do them through VR. I was looking at it. What kind of, can you run a drone through VR? And I said, yeah, you can run through VR. Like, what a freak you been at? I got a chance to test some of them out. So yeah, you can. And some of them are pretty fast. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like technology. I like that kind of stuff in the day. Pretty soon, I'm going to have a bunch of little minion robots running around because we're going to be doing something like that pretty soon that talk and communicate with us. Oh, that'd be so cool, man. I do want a 3P30. I do want one of them. Taco, let's make a robot cat. No, we're not doing that. Screw that cat. We're making a robot cat. But anyway, that'd be cool. Always wanted a 3P30 robot to talk to me. Oh, I'm going to actually have one of these things. That is going to be so cool. Oh. You know what I want? I want a baby Yoda. And there's I know something about Star Wars, but the new stuff and all that stuff, I'm kind of lost in that translation. But the original Star Wars, Return of the Jedi and all that stuff, I know that era right there. But those little creatures, the ones you kept hugging all the time, Bad. They kept calling them Bad Baby. I want those. If we can get that into an AI robot, I want a couple of those things. Oh, that'd be cool, man. That'd be really cool. That's my Facebook popping off. Who's talking to me on Facebook? Oh, yeah, I got to get back to Facebook. I got a whole community on there I chat with. Got to get over there real quick and see what's going on Facebook. Yeah. Kind of like Facebook better than YouTube. You know why? It's more communications. I can talk and chat and laugh at people and stuff over there. Play games and all that stuff over there. Probably can't do it over here on YouTube. Anyway, people, I got to get back over here because I know they're talking about some topic I want to get involved in. I'm in a bunch of freaking conspiracy theory topics and stuff like that. And, you know, especially about AI because that's the new hype now. Everybody talks about AI now. Everybody talks about it. The fact to be to go into your house and go, it'd be pretty cool. You can walk into your house and go, you know, lights on, this, that. You can do that with Alexis and all that stuff like that. But, you know, to have full control over no, I don't want that. It's crazy. No. What if your house decided it wants to kill you one day? Turn the gas on, blow the whole place. No, I'm cool. I don't want that. I want to live next to anybody with a fully controlled AI house. I don't want to be near it. I don't, period. No remote control, no cars that run off AI, none of that stuff. Because, you know, before we get to that era where we have all the bugs out, there is going to be jacked up problems. I'm not guinea pigging anything for anybody. There's going to be problems. There's always problems. Always problems before we actually get all the bugs out. I don't want to be a part of that. But you can sit in the back of the car, and I don't think that's going to be a long, long time before any person trusts falling asleep in the back of a car while it drives you from one state to the next. That's a lot of trust. I don't think we're going down that road at all, period. Can you imagine getting in that car and you die? Like you fell asleep and you're gone, you just died just like that. That's crazy. What happened? The car had a malfunction and it just went off a bridge. That's crazy. No, that's just too much trust. That's just going too far. They put those things in tractor trailers, and tractor trailer decides that maybe it's on the wrong destination. It decides a U-turn. Oh man, no. I think we should leave that out. We leave that off to humans. I mean, we do some jacked up stuff on the road, but I'd rather trust a human any day than a machine. That's where I draw the line. No airplanes, none of that stuff, no commercial, no trains, none of that stuff, no. Because I would never get on anything ever again. I never would. I would never cross the street, never go anywhere. You know, that'd be crazy. And on top of that, who's to say? Oh, I got to ask that question now. Now I'm curious about that one. Because if they're hackable, that's another thing. People, you know how much a car and truck weighs at the end of the day? Somebody can use that as a weapon? No. You see what they're doing with ATM machines, right? They're literally tearing them out of the wall, and buildings are coming in. They're crashing cars. They're freaking. You really want people can use a car? Oh my goodness, I thought about that too with the whole license plate nonsense going on. Because that's been a high thing now. People have been using vehicles to crash into stores. It's something out of Grand Theft Auto, ain't it? Crash into stores to take ATM machines. They get your plates at the end of the day. They can use that on a heist. But imagine if the car is basically running off an AI system that somebody can hack, override, and drive it. You got no driver. You got somebody just going to crash in the store. But how would they get the whatchamacallit out? They have to come out of the vehicle anyway, wouldn't they? But they would have to drive the vehicle, so they could be in the back of the vehicle where you wouldn't see them. It'd be a van. They'd be in the back, all the windows be covered up, and then the cameras would pick them up anyway. But now if they had jamming systems on the vehicle, if they had jamming systems, they might jam the AI altogether. That wouldn't even work. This AI system to shield it. Yeah, whatever. So I mean, my brain doesn't think about that at the end of the day. I just calculating, trying to figure out, because I like to solve puzzles and stuff. But I'd rather be building something for like water filtration systems and all that stuff. I'd rather learn how to Minecraft on land at the end of the day. But I'm curious about that. I forgot what I was thinking about at the end of the day. I've been running from AI at the end of the day. Can you do that at the end of the day? Can you run a car from AI? Oh, yeah. If a car is running from AI by itself with no driver, can it be hacked?
Yes, an AI-driven car can be hacked because it functions as a computer on wheels. It relies on wireless data, internet connections, and digital sensors, which hackers can target. While some believe safety barriers protect the controls, others note that past software issues and connected networks could allow remote intrusion.
Yeah, because it can. It can. Because you got these people with these brilliant brains at the end of the day. These amazing brains. I have friends of mine that are hackers at the end of the day. And yeah, their brains are incredible. I'm like fascinated that the fact that they just can read binary code like that. I find it quite impressive that they do that. But yeah, they could do that. You probably have some freaking 13-year-old kid or 8-year-old kid doing this at the end of the day, driving it around like, like a remote control car. Yeah. Yep. I had a friend of mine was like that. He was a high level hacker, and he was interesting too. Because in the day, I remember one time he got raided a couple of times. One day he got those heavy magnetic plates that they get for basically when they pick up tools, they get dropped in like weird places, and he basically had them all lined in his doorway. These real heavy magnets. And he had his computer room way in the back because when he got raided, they would carry his computers through the doorways, and guess what was waiting for him? Magnets. They were wiping the drives clean. They get outside, there was nothing on the drive, everything backed up. They had no idea where the backup was at. Yeah, go and check the system. The system's blank. He's a smart guy at the end of the day. But eventually he did something with it. He did something with it. We can get paid with some honest money. But he's an interesting guy at the end of the day. I was like, wow, you got all that freaking knowledge in your head, man. Build something crazy, man. Build me a freaking Gundam, for goodness sake, man. Build me the freaking artificial intelligence for a Gundam. Can you build me that? Something really cool, you know what I mean? Maybe it's about a rocket we can basically see in outer space. That'd be pretty cool. We have our own rocket we can do. We can build that. I don't know a bunch of chemists. Let's get together, let's build something. All that technology in your head, you got to do something good with that. God gave you an amazing blessing. He gave you an amazing blessing. I told you, the blessing, the intelligence is an incredible blessing. It is a very incredible blessing. Because we're gods. We're geniuses. God gave us incredible abilities. Our brains can do incredible abilities, and we don't get all of it because we messed up. But some people have gotten a good piece of that. A good piece of that. Very, very, very intelligent people at the end of the day. Got to do something with that. Some people become so intelligent that they slip off into madness. They can't handle it. Yep. It's kind of interesting because the people that I know that are really, really high IQs, it's like they don't get both. Some do get both. Some get the ability to be able to communicate with regular people like us, and the other half don't get that. They don't have the social ability to be able to connect because they can't. They think in a whole different brainwave. They just can't, which is interesting. You ever look at the Big Bang Theory? From the theory, they're all very intelligent, right? But they just can't connect over. Their social skills aren't there. They don't have it. Basic, simple stuff. Like Pinky and the Brain. If you watch Pinky and the Brain, they had the game show, and Pinky was actually smarter than Brain because he could think basically. Brain would take everything and add all this freaking scientific stuff to it, and he'd be completely wrong. Too much, just adding too much to it. But that's the way his brain functions at the end of the day. He will overthink everything because, again, that's how his mind functions. Being simple. I had a friend of mine at the end of the day, I said, why is the sky blue? And he just went into this whole scientific thing. I said, no. Simple. The sky is blue because the sky is blue. That's it. That's all it is. You don't have to overthink it. I had to teach him not to overthink everything. It's basic, it's simple, that's all it is. You would drive yourself crazy. You ever watch Frasier at the end of the day? High IQ. Frasier drives himself crazy. They overthink everything they do and they self-sabotage themselves. Overthink it. You don't have to. It's not that, it's very simple. Some things can be very simple, they don't have to be complex. Right, it's fascinating that they have brains like that. I have a couple of my family like that, are really high IQs, real crazy intelligent at the end of the day. And you know, it's funny about it, they don't work crazy jobs. They work simple jobs because they don't want it. They don't want to go to college. They don't want to go and get those high degrees. They don't want the pressure. They want none of it. They want something basic and simple. And I realize a lot of people I know that have really high intelligence, they may go out, some may go out and conquer and get those high degrees, but in the end, it mellows out. They end up doing something completely different. Completely different. It's nothing to do with what they're doing. It's just simple, an everyday job like everybody else. They're happy with it. There's no pressure. They can be just like everybody else. That's how they see it. That's what they want to be, like everybody else. They want to be treated no differently. I'm not a freak of nature. I'm everybody else. That's how they feel to the day. I got a few people like that. I had a person to the day, a master of encryption code. She worked for Microsoft Security. Master of encryption coding. She could pretty much be a god if she wanted to. She was up there. Very highly intelligent woman. You know what she does? Landscaping. She did all that. She was in the corporate world, made tons of money and everything. She was like, Ken, it ain't what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. Nothing but a bunch of backstabbers, and you really can't trust everybody. Everybody's climbing over each other just to get to the top. It's like watching Apollo dance. Every once in a while, you might meet a sweet face, a nice person, at the end of the day, but then, you never know. Want to use your status to get to the next level to make more money. There's the pressure of knowing. The more you know, the more you have to be to keep, because there's other people trying to take from you that want to get to your level at the end of the day. She says, but working around plants, I love it. You know what I mean? They love me. I take care of them. She sees the plants and stuff as her family. That's her world at the end of the day. She can make so much money at the end of the day if she don't. Reconnecting. So yeah, I find that quite interesting that the people that I know that have high IQs don't really go to the full potential what they could go through because they want to keep it simple. I think it's pretty interesting at the end of the day. I got to appreciate that. God appreciate that. Taco, we got to go order some stuff. I need to order some stuff for our new screen. I can see the visualization of how it's going to look. Actually, we got it downstairs already done. Some of it, we can work on it. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I have a friend of mine who sells sneakers. He rewrote the operating system, Windows XP. That's when I have my skull that popped up. He rewrote the whole system. Can you imagine what it takes to rewrite the whole entire operating system? He did it for fun. That's how when my Windows XP came, had a skull on it and everything. Yeah, he's the guy who did it. Pretty cool. This guy he's a mastermind in encoding, encryption, encoding, and all. He was another person like that. And he worked at a sneaker store. And I was like, man, you mean to tell me you got all that upstairs and you sell sneakers? I don't get it. How come you don't go to college, do something crazy with it? You know what I mean? He says, no, I don't want it. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm just happy. My life is happy. I don't need all that. They don't want the pressure of everyday life. They want something simple. And then you think about it, yeah, that's what they want. Makes them happy. That's what they want to say. And some people want that. Some people want that. They like that challenge, like Microsoft, the guy, Bill Gates and all that, and Elon Musk. Elon Musk he's a very smart man. He is. He may be crazy sometimes, and yeah, he is a jerk. He's definitely a jerk, but he's a very intelligent man. He is. You got to give credit where credit is due. I can see credit where credit is due. Can't be a jerk and say they're this, that, and the other and downgrade him. That's wrong. He's a very intelligent man. He just, at the end of the day, he's a jerk. That's all to it. He's a jerk. But, again, these people will excel to the highest level they can go. But not everybody's built that way. And everybody doesn't want that level. They just don't want it. Because it comes with them. They like their privacy. They like to be to themselves and by themselves. And that's what they enjoy. They can enjoy their intelligence on their level to themselves. They don't have to make money out of it. I think that's pretty cool. All right, that really is pretty cool. It's good to have friends like that because if I need something along the way, like, hey, I need something to build something, or can you give me some software, and you just, there's so-and-so, can you build me a RetroPie, whatever, we got you. All right, cool. And the technology we develop over here, they don't understand it. The screens and stuff, I always hook them up with big screen, what kind of screen you want. We got this new stuff coming out, and stuff that reads through sunlight, which one on your patio, you can put one on your patio for either side you want. Your kids' room, gaming, we got some gaming screens coming out, we got some wraparounds coming out, one of those, we'll get one of them. Yeah, we can work with screens. A trade for trade. What you got in the day? Ooh, I don't have that. It's a new AI technology? Really? Can I get access to it? Oh, I can. I had a friend of mine work for the school district. He had access to access to that can unlock any password at the end of the day. It was a system they drop in that can lock on any password. Because when the computers get locked and kids forget passwords, they had a system that allowed you to get in and unlock them just like that. I said, can I get access? He said, no. I said, why not? We're friends. He said, I can't give you access to that, Ken, because I know you at the end of the day. You've been unlocking something left and right. I said, that's true, but still, we are friends, right? So can't have it. There's not everything I can have. And they'll put their foot down like, no. But anyway, still, cool to have friends like that at the end of the day. It's really nice to have friends like that at the end of the day. I got to reach out to the other one, too. I got to reach out to him. He was requesting a backyard screen. He wants to do movies in his backyard. He knows I do that for a living, so I'm going to send him up something. I'd rather have the new stuff. He said, wait till 2027, I'll send you up something. Instead, he'll like it. I'll get in the see-through screens, outdoor see-through screens for me coming up pretty soon anyway. And they're right, Taco Bear, Taco Bear, Taco Bear, Taco Bear, Taco Bear. My cat, Taco Bear. Anyway, I'm happy at the end of the day. I am happy. I am truly happy. I am really happy. I got amazing friends at the end of the day I can chill with from time to time. And then I can sit here and work on my technology. And then with the new coding we have, that's going to integrate with that. Oh man, that stuff is so beautiful. That's the most beautiful AI I've ever seen in my life. What kind of graphic card is he freaking running? He showed some of the setup. Oh my god, this setup is beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I can see why you would need a 5090. You definitely need that for that. You would definitely need that. I'm gonna get one. I'll get a 5090 one day. But I don't have to deal with the horror stories behind it. Like, how is it stabilized? I'm curious, how does he stabilize that thing? Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm out of here, people. We've talked about everything on this channel. We do. We talk about this. We talk about that. We do. Taco right. Did they pause you again? Did they pause you again? Oh, my goodness. How dare you? How dare you give me the upside down furry face with the benty toes? How dare you? You're such a flirt, I swear. All right, I got to go. Got to get out. I got things to do. I'm going to go downstairs and take a look at that whole setup they got going on down there. Because I know they're going to be cooking up something crazy while I'm up here. I'm usually up here working, doing some work in one of the other offices. There's 3 offices in here. They got their own, the other guy and the other guy got their own office. And we had the downstairs area, which we can't tell you, but I wish I could tell you. Even the new warehouse system we're setting up, we can't even show you that. Can't show you any of that stuff, anything at all, period. Nope, I want to keep it. I want to separate from all this, man. I'm going to separate from. It's not just the trolls and all. It's just I've been here for a long time. It's time for change. I want change. I definitely want change on everything. Everything I do, I want change. Even down to the shipping carriers, everything. Change. All change. All new for 2027. Just change everything. Ain't that right, Taco Bear? Huh? 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 Are you going to your battle box? Are you going in your battle box? You going into your battle box? Yeah. Uh-oh, battle box? Battle box? Ha. Battle box. Battle box. No matter what. Like, he won't stay. Sato's good with everybody in the building. Like, the 2 guys in there, they're cool. They get along. They got a French Bull Terrier. He actually gets along right nicely. But the French Bull Terrier is not allowed in my office up here because he chews stuff. But anyway, he has access to pretty much everywhere in the everywhere downstairs, except for certain areas he can't go because, again, the equipment and stuff we run down, he's not allowed there. But he spends everything up here with me because it's my cat. It's going to be up here with me. So I got a couple of boxes in here. He has a little box that he set up in here. And we got the, actually, we got the desk. The desk, we had a 3D printed desk. My buddy did one because I wanted to light up. I wanted to be see-through and all that stuff. So, yeah, we got all that. But it's a shame we can't show any of this stuff because, like I said, you know, we came to the office. We came to the garage first. Actually, I came to the apartment. He was stalking us at the apartment. They were stalking us at the apartment, and they were contacting the people at the apartment and trying to get us removed out of the apartment. And then we went to the garage, and they were stalking us at the garage. They got email messages from them telling me, I know where you're at the end of the day. Yeah, I know where your landlord's at, too. I know everything about your building's history. Ha, 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 ha. Anyway, so he was stalking us there. And then we go from the garage. He's stalking us in the garage. And then we go to the office where we're working at now. The only thing he didn't know is about my little house I have, because I did rent a nice little house, a one-bedroom house I got for a really good price, about $600 a month. Nice landlord. I usually rent directly from the landlord. That way, you know, I had all that hidden with the nonsense where he can't figure out where the house is at, because this guy's creepy. So all that was done, and the other people to follow behind him. So that's why they never found my house. So I kept all that quiet, because usually I would show every place I moved to. I had no problem doing that at first, but we had problems from creepy Jamie and his followers just doing weird stuff and contacting people and harassing them. Oh, it's interesting. I know so much about your properties. I really do. See, that's why you're lucky I'm not you at the end of the day, because I could wreak havoc on you right now. I can literally go over to that machine and wreak absolute havoc on you right now. I know so much stuff about your properties, taxes, everything you pay. I know all that stuff. But I'm not the type of person. I'm never going to be that type of person. Never. I would never be that person. That person I used to be a long time ago. So I'm never stepping over that line. But Satan does talk to me and tell me I should do the same thing you did to me. But I'm not going to do that. I can literally make your house like it's up for foreclosure. I can do all types of stuff. But I'm not going to do that type of stuff because I'm not that type of person anymore. Anyway, I'm a nice person now. I'll tanner you in court. I'll see you in court. And when I see you, I'll just take your house. That's just we'll go from there. But anyway, yeah, he was stalking us in all these places. And then we get to the office. They were just carrying on at the office. They were contacting the owners here and threatening them. They were contacting people in the building. They were threatening them. They were just doing all types of stuff to get them mad enough to kick me out of the building. Yeah, all that stuff they were doing. So that's why you don't know my location. You don't know where I'm at. We don't give out that information anymore. Because I thought people would be a little bit more respectful at the end of the day and not do that type of stuff. And mind you, I'm connected to a high-powered AI. I could flood your freaking mail with all types of stuff, man. You don't know where my location's at. I know where you're at right now. I can do all types of stuff. I can even send letters to the city to have your property on foreclosure, all types of stuff, show your property's condemned. Anything I want, I can do. I can wreak havoc on you right now from here. But I won't do that because, again, I have to answer for God for everything he does. And I will not basically play with Satan or deal with Satan or do anything that Satan wants me to do at the end of the day to get back at you, because I know his game at the end of the day. You attack me, he wants me to attack you, and that matter, do the same thing to me. I'll put myself in trouble. I'll lose my contract. I'll get locked up. I'm not doing any of that mess. I did that mess already with that choker before. No, I gather up all the dumb stuff he had you do, and I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to clean your clock in that courtroom. I'm going to take it all from you. Not doing that nonsense. But until then, you'll never know anything about me after that. All right, then. We're past this. Got to get things got to get done. And once we sign, we're ready to go. Boom, I can't wait to see this new technology working. I mean, they're not only just going to get this screen we're going to be working on. They got the Invisible. We got this new screen we're working on with this other company. It's another business venture we're working on right now. They're going to be integrated with that. And then the new blackout cloth is going to be gorgeous. I can't wait for them to see the stuff that we have. It's going to be freaking amazing. You're going to love it. They haven't seen anything yet. We did show them some pictures of the difference between the white wall and our stuff, and they were really impressed by it. But I can't wait to come down and show them in person and see the actual screen. I can't wait. So it's been a blessing to be able to work with this guy in the day. And man, I mean, we're just going to do so much cool stuff with this guy today. He's not going to believe some of the crazy stuff we're going to be working on. Man, I can't wait for all this to pop off. But anyway, got to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Taco.